steel cast. It's been here since 1883, producing originally iron castings and then moving into stainless steel castings and structural steel castings, producing items for pressure containment and for structural and architectural purposes. It's obviously essential in today's market that we remain competitive and that we keep our market share of the business. One of the key parts of our IT system is the transfer of data between us and our customer. We do this electronically through drawing transfer, and the time that it saves is immeasurable.
We receive information from clients, customers, via email or through the internet. I download this information and give it to our technical department, who will alter it or possibly keep it the same to manufacture a casting. Space Decks are building a canopy in the cabinet offices in London, and part of this canopy they require steel columns to hold the roof structure together. Previously we'd have gone through a long process of actually manufacturing an initial casting, which could take 2 weeks.
When the initial tender package came through for this particular element of work, we produced some freehand sketches of what we felt the stainless steel casting should look like. We then got in touch with Goodwin's just to check that the castings were physically possible to make and to get a price from them so that we could then give a price to the main contractor.
We modelled the original fag packet sketches onto our computer system to do some thermal and solidification analysis to find out if we could make a sound casting.
There were two particular issues which needed to be resolved. The first one was the rib. The particular shape of the rib had to be to the architect's liking. That was resolved fairly quickly with Goodwin's describing how they could actually cast that element. Another difficult area was at the head of the column where there was a drainage channel. From our initial drawings they produced a wooden template so that we could see how the water could drain from the gutter into the head of the column and around the back of the column.
Digital photographs were taken of this as we were doing it and transferred to Space Decks via email.
The main advantage of all this was that because of the emailing of photographs back and forth between the two of us, we could then foreshorten the time taken to produce this particular item before we sent it off to the architect.
Delivery times much shorter. The quality is better. Short deliveries are a must. The computer technology that we have allows us to do that.
With some of our customers, we're able to give them live updates on the delivery situation for their components, especially when the customer is bringing together a number of components from a number of suppliers. It's essential that they all arrive at the same time, not too early, not too late. The milestone tracking system, which enables our customers to track their orders on our factory, also has benefits in the supply chain. They can come without having to phone us up and see the stage that their order is at any time. We use large amounts of liquid gases, liquid oxygen and liquid nitrogen in our refining process. And when the refining process is in operation, the contents of the tanks are used quite quickly. In order to ensure that we don't run out of the processed gases, which are essential for our operation, we've introduced a telemetry system which links the physical tanks here with our supplier's delivery system, and they have a live update system which tells them when we are starting to draw gas very heavily. We can also dial into this over the internet, and we can look at our historic usage of gas, one, to make sure our bills are correct, and two, so that we can ensure that we're not using more processed gas than we should do. It keeps the supply chain live, means that we get the product that we need when we need it. We found the most important part of any IT system that we've introduced is not the equipment or the software, but the people. So you need to have a proper strategy of how you're going to introduce it, how you're going to train your people, how you're going to monitor that you've got the right result. You don't need to go and buy all the equipment on day one and put it in, because that won't work. So the model that we've approached is to systematically change our processes and our systems as they've come up for renewal.
Everybody will initially be scared, I suppose, until they understand the benefits of the technology that they're using.
By introducing it gradually with the appropriate training at the right point, we find that we get maximum benefit out of the money that we spent.